Hey everybody, Spike here. Welcome back to our channel. I know you've been wondering where we're at, and we apologize. We owe you an apology. But I've had some ongoing health issues for the last couple of years and haven't been able to do a whole lot. We did go fishing one time last spring and we didn't catch anything. We didn't put any of it on film. And Margie's had her own health issues. She got finned by a redfish and in her knuckle, and it wouldn't heal up. It stayed swollen up. She ended up having to have surgery after a couple of months of that, and then she was recovering from that. But it's okay now, and hopefully it cools off a little bit, we'll be able to go fishing again. But we've been working in the backyard. Say we, mostly Margie, but I've been doing some little projects, and we thought we'd bring you up to speed on where we're at. It actually, as they say in the UK, in our garden, because that's actually what it is now. We've wintered some ferns over the winter and took care of them, and fertilized them and got them to come back all pretty and strong. Planted me a tomato plant. Those you tomato specialists out there, they realized what I did. I had made a conscious decision from the beginning that I didn't want to, I wasn't going to pluck any suckers off from it, and that was a mistake. I fertilized it real well with Miracle Grow, and it just bushed out. So here for the last few days, I've been plucking suckers off a few at a time, kind of trimming it up a little bit, taking some of the extra growth off, trying to put some of the growth back into the tomatoes instead of the leaves. And it'll bloom, but only maybe one tomato will set on each set of blooms, except for a few of the earlier ones down there. I had multiples, but anyway, we've done that and made a new garden in the middle of the yard here. Margie's favorite plants have always been sweet olive and magnolia fuscata and Confederate jasmine. I'll show you a couple on the other side over there. But magnolia fuscata, I don't know what's going on. It's got a lot of yellow leaves, but it's putting out new growth. It's only been in the ground about a month, but we just added that in the middle of the yard to break it up. Mandy and Irvin made Margie a bird feeder out of cup and saucer for Mother's Day. You wonder where Margie's at. She's weed eating in the front yard. Had a bird built a nest here in the magnolia tree, a cardinal. Never seen a cardinal nest. It was bushier then, covered up. Had 2 eggs in it, and I think the rats got it. We've got a rodent problem. They live in the shed and the property behind us, I'm sure, and up this tree in these vines at night. The other night I saw no less than a dozen go up there. I've been able to kill 2 or 3 of them. I caught one in a trap. One I think I got a little poison thing up there, but I'm reluctant to put poison out too much. I don't even think they're touching it much. But anyway, we haven't touched them. I told the neighbors on either side about all the rats over there. They got the birds out of that, the babies out of that nest last year, the eggs this year. We put this bluebird nest up, box here, and I put a baffle on it so they couldn't get under there, in there. There's babies in there now, but you can see how the squirrels have been gnawing up under there trying to get to it. Could be the squirrels. One of the things we did, we had this, I forget what you call these things. I'll think of it in a bit. But that put out a bunch of pups, so I took some pieces of driftwood that I had with holes in the top and transplanted some of them in there. Bromeliads, that's what they are. We picked this one up this year, and as you can see, it's already pupping out down there. I'll have to separate those this winter, put them in some other stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna do. We may have to build a greenhouse this winter. But there she is. She got through. You through weed eating? Huh? Okay, you need to change. Okay, let me change the battery for you, baby. Y'all hold on. We'll be back. All right, sorry about that. I don't remember where I was at. Margie needed some help with a battery or something in a weed eater. we took care of that, but it's been several hours. Lots happened since then. I'm a sucker for anything with a motor in it. And my neighbor got another lawnmower. He said this one, it just won't crank. It's been sitting out in the weather, thinks the armature's rusted. So that's a project Brian and I are going to work on, see if we get that going, that cup. Cause that main reason I want it, well, I got that board, needs a little work done on it, but been too hot and I hadn't felt like it. But I wanted this one so I can back my boat under my boat shed without using the truck. Because the last time I did it, I got the truck stuck down there because it was holding water. But anyway, some of the stuff I've been doing, Margie, she planted, we got a little electric mower. Sure takes a lot of the work out of cranking a doggone gas-powered mower, and it mows nearly this whole yard too. And sometimes it will, depends on how thick the grass is. Margie got her some little flower beds going here with the lemongrass, try to keep some of the mosquitoes and the flies out of the garage, and it seems to have worked. She planted her a mint bed here under the drain from, I put one of those little portable air conditioners in the garage, 10,000 BTU. Right there, kind of cool the garage down, and it works pretty good. It's not, the garage is not insulated, so it's not foolproof, but it's cooler in there, and we like to stay in the garage a lot. I'm always trying to piddle something, but anyway, we had this corner of the yard over here that there wasn't anything in it, and Margie said, make a garden over there. So I made her a little sign. Hummingbird feeder. Of course, we finished her bottle tree for her. We don't drink, but got a friend that saves the bottles for us. But these little lights come on at night, light it up. Everything here we try to mean something to us. This was our oldest granddaughter, Maggie. That was off of her bicycle when she was little. Of course, my tool shed, Margie and I built. We put that together. That was a job. This is and this is the honest truth. This is a Native American artifact that we dug up on a known site over in Louisiana. And it turns out that this is actually a weather forecasting stone. I'm gonna show you what it does, and it is pretty accurate. You can pause that and read what it does. But anyway, I'm being paged again. Hold on. Hold on. See, I'm filming this so I can finish it before it gets late, and we can work on. No, it's too hot out here to mow. She's been out here mowing, people, let me tell you, but it's too hot for that in the middle of the day. It's Africa hot out here. Anyway, I pulled some suckers off a tomato plant and made some. I got them rooted, and I put them in here. Put some, I think it's marigolds in there with them, because there's some native soil in there, and I didn't know if they were going to be any nematode problems or what. This is a cherry tomato. This hadn't been planted very long, but got the marigolds in there with it, and I just keep this drum of water here so I don't. My hose will reach, but it's just easier to scoop some water out with the cup over there. Scoop it out of here and water these plants. And this was a compost bin here, but that morning glory came up in there voluntarily, and we just left it. I fertilized it and let it go. But anyway, Margie's out. Oh, this is her Confederate jasmine that she loves so much, and I got to water that one. But we got them going for her on the fence, and they really smell good when they're blooming. And on down here, just some more stuff. So I picked this up on the side of the road. I'm bad about that. We are. It's a pedestal off an old table. Makes a good plant stand, and that too I picked up with it. But little chrysanthemums there, they bloomed that they're about burn out. The I cut back the mandevilla. There's 4 of them up there. They're showing me the ospreys. I don't know if you can see them. There's 2 adults and there's 2 fledglings up there. See, there's one there. They hatched out over by the police station, I believe. I don't know if y'all can see them up there. See? You can hear them. But yeah, that's 2 adults and 2 fledglings. Anyway, we kept this kind of in and out of the garage in the winter. And then I looked up on YouTube how to cut it back. I pruned it back in the spring, and we fertilized it, and boy, it came back. It's probably one of the most beautiful plants in the yard. And I did the same thing with these little vincas. They had died completely back, but I fertilized them and they coming back. But this is my pride and joy here. We found this at a estate sale. That's an old molasses kettle, a sugar kettle. And somebody beat us to the two good ones that were there, and I took that one. It had a lot of damage, but that's all right because I think it adds a lot of character to it. And the cold, man, we had a brutally cold winter. Year before last, last year, and the year before that, it snowed. I mean, we had 6 inches of snow. The frog was covered up in snow down here on the coast in Mississippi. But my canna lilies are not blooming now. I may have some pictures of them show they bloomed a while back, and I cut those stems off, and they'll be blooming again in a few more days. And every now and then we'll have a bloom pop up on the water hyacinths, and we got goldfish in there. And I don't know, something's happened. I've been losing, other than the initial die-off, I've been losing a few about once a week here for the last 3 weeks. I don't know what's going on with that. I try to keep fresh water. I don't think that little aerator's doing enough, to be honest with you. And of course, y'all remember before what this fence looked like down through here. Look at it now. I mean, it is something like out of a tropical garden. I raised the ferns. I said we wintered them in the garage and they almost died, but put them out, brought them out here and cut them back and fertilized them, and they were down hanging in there and they were too far. The elephant ears were crowding them out, so I raised the stance up on the fence and put this one on put an extension on it in the ground and raised it up. And these are some of the big leaf philodendron. They're not to be confused with the fig leaf philodendron, which is right here, if I'm not mistaken, but that's a miniature. And there's one up there in the rock garden. A little nandina I got down in here that I transplanted. It's kind of coming along. And there's vincas and we call them marigolds in there. This birdhouse, this is what I tell you, the rats got in there and got our baby birds last year, and this year they ate the eggs before they and I know it's rats because squirrels can't fit through that hole. I put a new cover on it, but oh, we picked this thing up too at the estate sale. We got the molasses kettle, and something is eating it up out here in the weather. Maybe it's supposed to be out of the weather. Maybe it's the acid rain down here or something, but I think we're going to have to move it up under the eave of the house. I just don't know how to go about finding I don't know about finding a stud in the wall. Margie just cranked up her little electric mower. And we put these tiki torches out because the mosquitoes, we had a flood here last week. I'll throw up some pictures of it. I mean, the water was all the way up under the shed. I had to move the electric mower up in the corner because the water drains back through there. But man, it was a flood here. And I think we had 5 inches of rain in just a few hours. But these are some more of the what do you call them? I can't think of the name of those plants when I need to. But anyway, I moved my little squirrel feeder because it was up there. The rats were getting the squirrels' corn falling on the other side of the fence, and they were just thriving over there. But another little area, we quit putting up squirrel corn for a while, and they ate the petunias out of here. I made this bottle rack because we had some bottles left, and I made that just to hang it up on the wall back here. And I've been doing some wood carving, trying to learn. This is one I'm working on now. I'll show you a couple more. One I got in the kitchen is wood spirit, and one is it's a shark. It was shaped so much like a shark. I just took my time and reshaped the head and the tail and used the natural part of it for the fin, and made a shark out of it. As I said, the cold got our creeping fig. It was all the way up to the top, but the cold got it and it's coming back now. But this is another, the flood got it the other day. Margie's fairy garden. if you can see under there. Let me show you some other pictures. The roof to the little gnome's house, it's all covered up with ivy and banana trees now, but the water got in here and messed her. This was a part of the yard we wasn't using, and Margie got in here and she put the little doll house back in there, and really had it so neat until the flood got it. But anyway, this is our horseshoe court down here, and another bottle tree. But that's where we're at right now. We just thought we'd share what we've been doing with you, and I hope to get to feeling good enough that we can get back out in the boat pretty soon and get some fishing videos up for you. But back on my tomato plant, I said I had leaf miners, and we had some little worms on it, but the 7 dust took care of that. Oh, I got a couple of tomatoes here I got to pull. They looking good, But if you got any suggestions on growing tomatoes, let me know, because I never have been a great tomato grower, but it's always fun to fool with them. But y'all hang in here, and hopefully we'll get the boat going and get back out. And if we do any more little projects in the yard, we're gonna try to film them for you. We should have been doing that, but it's just I just didn't feel like it. And we'll try to film the little projects that we do and share those with you, because that's part of being outside too. So thank y'all for coming along, and share this video if you will, and we're gonna see if we can grow the channel. It was a lot of fun doing the other one. We'll see if we can get this one going, and we'll catch y'all on the next one.